Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Poncho here with the first episode of Pancheezey Games, and we're going to go ahead and start things off right. The only way, going to go ahead and cut the fat, get down to brass tacks. We're going to talk about the best video game ever made. Bar none. Like, seriously, bar none. Best video game ever made. We're going to talk about Megaman X. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, what's the big deal about Megaman X? Why is it so great? Sorry, that's a stupid question. Basically, I love this game so much that I literally bought it twice. That's not true. I just have two cases. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Now, back in the early 90s, I wasn't really into video games that much. I just basically saw them as toys, pretty much. My dad worked at Circuit City. And basically he used to bring home all the defective units that a lot of people said didn't work when they basically just wanted their money back. So he would bring home these video game systems and I would basically just play with them. He used to bring home like NES's, SNES's, like Ataris and stuff like that. And I mean, they were cool. I played them. I played video games, but I never really saw video gaming as like a hardcore hobby like I do right now. So when I saw Megaman X for the first time at my friend Adam's house, I literally lost my shit. I couldn't believe the things that were happening on the screen. Whether it be the gameplay, like the graphics, or like the story and all that stuff, my brain, like, it's so cliche now, but it literally blew my brain couldn't process what was happening. Everything about it was so freaking cool. Like, it's just cool. Like, the entire thing. Dude's a robot. He shoots stuff from his hand. No gun. His friend Zero, like the metal hair, and an incredible game. Even now, like what, 20 something years later, I'm still gushing because it's such an incredible game to me. So I remember I used to play this game a lot, like a lot. I vividly remember being in class and like strategizing and like planning my routes out for all the different levels and stuff before I would even get home and get a chance to play. Now, because I didn't really play video games that much when I was younger before Megaman X, I wasn't really good at video games, so I would keep my SNES on for like days on end trying to beat the game, and then eventually I have to start over because my dad would come in my room or my mom would come in my room and just turn it off, so whatever. But I played this game for years I played this game, even till today. Whenever, you know, something gets jailbroken, or, you know, anytime you can emulate the Super Nintendo on anything, the first game I always try is Megaman X. Now, Megaman X was a really big part of my childhood, and then when Megaman X2 came out, that was incredible. Basically the same stuff happened, I was blown away, blah 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 blah. But when Megaman X3 came out, here's another story behind that. So basically one of the worst video game trades I've ever done in my life is when Megaman X3 came out, and I got my hands on it, and I remember the weekend before, I had just discovered Mortal Kombat, and my friend had Mortal Kombat 2, and he offered me Mortal Kombat 2 for Megaman X3. At the time, I thought, what an incredible deal. Stupidest decision of my entire life. I can't even think about it anymore. So further down the line, when I got my PlayStation, obviously Megaman X4 came out, and that was another, like, I don't even know. It's a spiritual thing for me. I don't even know how to describe it. Just the amount of progression I saw between Megaman X3 and Megaman X4, like, I can't even. Everything was amped up. The graphics, the gameplay, the power-ups, everything. And that continued all the way through Megaman X6. Now, there's a lot of, you know, debate between people who enjoy the Mega Man series. People say, you know, it's drug on too long. And then, you know, some other people say, yo, this is exactly what the series needed. But, you know, I feel like it was great. Personally, I didn't really complete X5 or X6. I really should beat Mega Man X5 because I hear that's the true ending of the Mega Man X series. But I remember after this huge hiatus of Mega Man X games, for a really long time, Mega Man X games were coming out, and then, oops, got an email. To really put this thing on mute. I remember one day I was on the internet, and this is back in the days of dial-up. No. Yes. We were poor, we still had dial-up. These were back in the days of dial-up. And I remember I was on some sort of forum, I can't remember, probably GameFAQs or I don't know, Newgrounds, whatever. I was on some forum and I heard people talking about Megaman X7, and like the same excitement came back, and I was like, oh my god, Megaman X7, I can't. And they were saying it's going to be on the PS2, they were saying it's going to be in 3D, there's like, it's going to be like fully rendered, they're not going to use sprites anymore, they're going to use models and stuff, and like I was freaking out, because by then, I remember I was playing this mod a lot, and it was basically just, obviously just Doom, but everything was switched out. Was it Doom? No, it wasn't Doom. Like, no, was it? No, it was Unreal Tournament. It wasn't Quake. What was it? It's Doom. Is it Doom? No, Quake. It's Quake. No, it was Quake. It was a Quake 3 mod. And then it was for Mega Man, and like it was first person or third person, and either you could like run around and shoot people, you could play as Mega Man, you could play as Zero. It was so awesome. And I was thinking, yo, if Capcom got their hands, if this is what they were thinking of Mega Man X7, it would have blown my mind. So finally, after waiting all this time, months of waiting, Mega Man X7 finally comes out. The reviews are in, everyone is saying that it sucks. It's the worst. So like, people are saying the novelty wears off. Even I'm saying, I'm a huge Mega Man X fan, and like the novelty of 3D wore off really quick. The new character Axel was really cool, but you know, he just felt weird. To me, he just felt weird because he was just a dude with two guns. Like, the appeal of Mega Man to me was his arm is a gun. Like, that's cool. And then like, Axel comes along and he just uses two guns. Like, I don't know, that didn't really resonate with me. So after that, Mega Man X8 came out, and honestly, I didn't really play that much. It returned to the 2D, you know, platforming kind of thing, but it had, everything was in 3D, but I didn't really play it that much. And then after that, I remember reading about this game called Mega Man X Command Mission, and I didn't really read up too much about it before it came out. All I remember was the art looked really cool. Like, Mega Man looked all different, like he had this huge like red scarf, and like his armor was different, and he just looked cool. So I picked it up, and it was nothing like what I was expecting. Obviously, imagine this, I thought it was gonna be a side-scrolling, you know, platformer, but it was a JRPG, and it wasn't bad by any means. It was just a really, really traditional Japanese RPG type game. I'm talking menus, I'm talking like, you know, attacks and stuff like that. It was a JRPG. I usually like JRPGs, but with the Mega Man thing, like, I was expecting. My level of expectance from this game was at such a level of being one thing, and then when it wasn't that, it ruined the experience for me, and I just couldn't enjoy it. So that's pretty much it for all the Mega Man X games that I played on consoles, but there were two other Mega Man X games that came out for the Game Boy, and they were called Mega Man Xtreme and Mega Man Xtreme 2. I remember playing Mega Man Xtreme 1 when I was on vacation in Baltimore. I was going there for a wedding, and we were at another Circuit City by chance. And I remember seeing Mega Man Xtreme in the Game Boy section, and like, I was floored. Now you gotta remember, this is before the days where I had like everyday access to the internet. And like, the internet was around, but I only got on it when like I went to my dad's work and stuff like that. So I had no idea this game came out. And when I saw a Mega Man X game on the Game Boy, like, I was, once again, when it comes to Mega Man and like my tiny little brain, like, it was like, I couldn't take it. Like, I was like, yeah, how is this gonna work? Like, Mega Man X on the Game Boy, there's only two buttons, like, but you know, I had to try it. So I begged my dad, I was like, Dad, please, can we, like, can I buy this? Please, can you buy this for me? And you know, he ended up picking it up for me, and that was something he came to regret that whole entire weekend, because I ended up playing that game non-stop. I'm talking non-stop, like, you know, in the morning, afternoon, nighttime. Like, I wouldn't be, like, my dad would make jokes when we came back from the trip about how I was playing it during the reception. Now, I really can't remember if that's true or not, but I honestly wouldn't put it past me. I love the original Mega Man Xtreme so much. It was so great. So fast forward, and I'm walking through Kmart, and then I see Mega Man Xtreme 2 on the shelf, and once again, I freak out over a Mega Man X product, imagine that. And I get it, and I loved it so much more than the original Mega Man Xtreme. Like, improved everything. Like, I couldn't believe it. Now you gotta realize that Megaman Xtreme games, you know, they were squeezed onto a Game Boy cartridge, so they weren't able to incorporate like all the stuff of like the console games, but like, you know, all the staples were there, like, you know, the power-ups and stuff, like all the bosses and stuff. It was so cool, and the story was pretty cool too. And the new enemies that came out for it looked really cool. They were based off like medieval designs, and they looked really awesome. And just like, I just loved it so much. I have so many memories of just like bringing these games to school and like sneaking off in my classroom and trying to play them when my teacher wasn't looking, and getting my Game Boy taken away and stuff like that in class. And just, I have so many memories just with the Mega Man X series in general, and like, I'm so glad that I finally got a chance to sit down and share them with, like, you know, all you guys. If you guys have any other, you know, Mega Man X or stuff like that, memories or stories, be sure to let me know in the comments, as well as if you guys are liking the show and stuff like that, as well as other questions, you know, comments and concerns and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm just really glad I got a chance to sit down and finally talk about one of my favorite gaming series of all time. Arguably my favorite gaming series of all time, Mega Man X. I'll see you guys in the next episode.